So maybe now. I think now. Can you say something, Amos? Okay, that should work now. I just have the stream open and I need to, yeah, fine. That should work. Um, all right. Nice to see already some people here. That is cool. We have Matt here, Mert. Like, very good. Uh, oh, you can't hear Amos. Okay, that's not good. But we can make this happen. I'm pretty sure. Like not 100% sure, but pretty sure. Um, okay, Amos. Um, okay, I'm really not an audio expert here, but yeah, let's see. Like I also can hear myself like a few times, which is not ideal. But I Amos, do you have like the audio off? Because I think I hear myself from your audio. Okay. So I did install a plugin like earlier today, and by earlier today I mean like 15 minutes ago. That that should make it possible to hear both of us, but apparently this is not yet working. If I do this, I think people should be able to hear me, but can you talk? I think that's not picking up you, right? Because ideally that would work, but it doesn't. Can you continue speaking? Yeah, they should be able to hear me now. I also hear my yeah. I can try it, but I don't think this will change anything, to be honest.
Probably terrible things will happen.
I also hear my
Amos, can you say something? So
yeah.
I think I
can try it,
now.
but I don't think this will change anything.
Do I also switch to the computer speaker?
Terrible things will happen.
I also hear my
Amos, can you say something? Okay, give
Hello?
me a second.
Do I switch to the computer speaker?
So I think I
can try it now, but I don't think this will change anything.
Do I also switch to the computer speaker?
Terrible things will happen. I can't hear you right now, Amos. Amos, can you say something? Okay, give me a second.
Do I switch to the computer speaker?
So
I
think I
can try it, but I don't think this will change anything.
Do I also switch to the computer speaker?
Das stimmt, ja. Terrible things will happen. I can't hear you right now.
Oh, somebody said he heard from me.
Okay, give me a second.
Do I switch to the computer speaker?
So I think I
can try it, but I don't think this will change anything.
Do I also switch to the computer speaker?
Das stimmt, ja. Terrible things will happen. I can't hear you right now.
Oh, somebody said he heard from me. Hello? Do I switch to the computer speaker?
So
I
think I can try it, but I don't think this will change anything.
Do I also switch to the computer speaker?
Das stimmt, ja.
Terrible things will happen.
Oh, somebody said he heard from me. Hello? Do I switch to the computer speaker?
So
I
think I can try it, but
Stefan, I hear the echo all the time.
I also switch to the computer speaker. Terrible things will happen.
Oh, somebody said he heard from me. Hello?
So
Do I switch to the computer speaker?
it's terrible because
I
I think
Stefan, I hear the echo all the time.
it's picking up audio now, but not for the both of us. So you can now hear me, right?
Yes, I
But
can
I
hear
can't
you.
hear you. It's terrible, which is not ideal.
Stefan, I hear the echo all the time.
It's picking up audio now. Okay. You can now hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. The problem is the feedback loop now, because somehow it's picking up the both of us, like in an infinite loop. Maybe it's because you have the stream open, Amos, but I'm not really sure if that's the case.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, the problem is the feedback now, because somehow people in the chat are assuming that it's picking up some from the loop, which may very well be the case. Like, is there any other solution than the both of us
Yes, I can hear you.
being in a call? Because I can't really think of one. Which may very well be the case. Is there any other solution than
Yes, I can hear can you hear me?
Is there any other solution?
Yes, I can can you hear me?
Is there any other solution?
Yes, somebody is also saying we don't need to open the stream at all. Somebody is also saying we don't need to open the I can hear you.
Maybe like this. Can you hear me? I think you should be able to hear me now.
I can hear you.
And Amos as well, right? The problem would now be that I can't hear any. I can't hear anything. I can't hear Amos. So, like, I would need to estimate what you're talking about, Amos. So, let's see. I'll just make it as such. So now, if the chat can confirm that you hear me, and when Amos talks, can hear Amos as well.
Can you hear me?
That's good.
It's
good that you can hear both of us. But I still can't hear Amos. So this is going to be an interesting conversation we're going to be having. But it's basically the same as, I mean, we work together, right? Like, I know exactly what Amos is saying. It's mostly this animation needs to be more, I don't know, more easing, right? No, like sure. I'm gonna try my AirPods one more time. Maybe I can hear Amos then. Amos, can you say something? I can hear Amos, but I assume you can't hear me now. Oh, come on. Okay, I think it has to do with the audio settings here. So microphone should be the AirPods, and speakers. No, let's just say microphone is the MacBook Pro microphone. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I assume not. Still can't hear me? Microphone is off. Whatever. Can you hear me? I am just trying. I need to put that away. Now maybe I'm muted. Oh well, that can be the case. Wait a second.
Now I can hear.
I can hear you, and you should be able to hear me as well, but I would assume that the stream is not hearing you anymore. Yeah. Like we have good support in the chat. That's good. But yeah, you can hear both of us. Oh, really? Like I have no idea. I haven't really changed anything major. Okay, Amos, freeze. Okay, you don't click anything anymore. Okay, don't click anything because it works, and we shouldn't now change anything. Okay. Good. Okay, if the chat can confirm that that you can hear both of us, because we can hear each other, which is great. So yeah, and I mean, Emin wouldn't lie. I know him. Okay, he heard Amos and me one time, but probably not anymore. Okay, they still only hear me. Okay, but what can I do to make... Okay, let's try one last thing. I will try this. Yeah, but like I think the problem was that like it was only working when I deactivated the taking like 30 minutes, so that's fine, right? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't think so. I mean, you're just like the person. Yeah, Evan suggests that we just like connect somewhere else. I mean, I could do that probably. So let's see. Let me let me see. Okay, I'll deactivate the AirPods, and then we wait until people confirm that they can hear us.
Okay, let's see.
So now people should be able to hear us. Is that correct?
Now I can't hear you at all.
I need confirmation from the chat. And Amos, you need to tell a joke because people need to hear you.
Oh, he said you have to use the sentence where you cannot hear me.
Okay, so they can hear both of us, which is good. Now the question is, how can we talk? Let me think. Okay, I think we have to somehow keep it like that. But you can hear me, right? He can't hear me. Yeah, I think we could do the... I could call Amos on the phone. I think that could work. Just have to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the audio on the MacBook. But then again, like if Amos is not wearing his oh no, it's connecting. If Amos doesn't wear his headphones, I don't think you can hear him. The stream won't hear us. So no, I think people can't hear you. But so the problem is, if I do this. Okay, so I have an idea. I'll disconnect my AirPods. Okay. So now the stream should be able to hear me. And what about Amos? Can they hear you? Because for Amos, I think it should have been fine. Amos, you can hear me now, right? Okay, I'm trying to call Amos now on the phone. Like, I mean, like, what is the alternative here? Like, the alternative is that basically you can hear only one of us, right? Which is not ideal. So we would love to have you hear both of us. Amos, like, you're muted in Google Meet now. Amos is not picking up my call. I mean, I'm not sure if he's mad. Yeah, I can hear you, but the stream can't. So that the idea is that I call you on the phone, and your AirPods basically pick up both of the audio, maybe. I don't know, or you just connect your AirPods to the phone, which I have done, which is why people probably can hear me now, but not you. So yeah, that would be the idea. Okay, so I call you on the phone. And you can mute yourself in... Oh, you can't mute yourself. I'll mute myself. Hello, hello. Can you hear me, Amos? Can you hear me? Like, it's so sad for the people watching. I feel so bad. I mean, it's still great that you hung in there for so long. And we actually want to get to your submissions as well. But as of now, there has been, I don't know if you noticed, but there's been some technical difficulties. Like, not a lot, but just one or two minor things.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so Amos can hear me, which is good. But Amos is still muted. So Amos, can you unmute yourself in Google Meet?
Yeah, I have done it.
Okay, so now everybody should...
Do they hear me as well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So can you confirm that this is working?
Do they hear me in the chat?
Okay. So Amos, Okay, so I think it should be working now.
Okay.
Good. But I mean, yeah, it can always still change. Yeah, we'll have to see. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Then, Amos, let's start off because we have wasted like only 38 minutes of people's times. But this is okay, right? Because we also gave people the wonderful thing that is the SwiftUI Animation Challenge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the second one will be much better. So.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I won't promise too much. So let's see about that. But yeah. So yeah. I think like so the overall structure we thought of for this stream was we wanted to go through all of the submissions. We wanted to talk about each of them because we were really excited that we got 14 submissions to the challenges, which was more than we expected, to be honest. But we're very happy about that. And we just wanted to go through each of the solutions and talk about it and just like honor every submission we had, because like it's really great. We're happy that you did that all of you did that. And then we want to share the solution that the both of us came to. It's not that different actually to the ones that were submitted, but just a few things here and there are a little bit different. So we'll get to that in the end. And then we also wanted to share the next challenge. I mean, there's also like a more, let's call it professional video coming for that in the next days, but we just wanted to give a quick sneak peek to the people who are joining today. That's the goal we have. So like the idea was that we start off with the first submission, and I hope that everything's working now. Like the chat has been quiet, which seems to be a good thing. So yeah, let's start off with the first submission, and like it's been challenging because I need to rearrange stuff here, because we have so many submissions, and now I have the duty to switch between the different pull requests, and I can do that. I can handle it. It's just a lot of things, and all right. So first of all, we will come to the solution that Matt gave us, and Amos, like this was the first one, right? And I'm just asking you because you need to talk for a few sentences while I need to just show the solution on screen. So please tell us what you think about the solution.
Yeah, I checked the code and it looks really simple. I like the isn't function he also used. He's just using the default isn't function, which works really well with this animation. So I really like it. And then the code also is well organized. I really like this simplicity. Yeah.
Nice. I was really impressed because he was able to submit the challenge so fast, right?
Yeah, it was so early. I think he was the one who submitted it first, so he was so quick to just submit it.
Yeah, that was really impressive. So great job on that. That was really cool. He also, I think he reached out on Twitter or something, which I really loved. So that's very cool. That you were so fast. So let's quickly look at it. I mean, it's building, so we can have a look at the content view, because I think like most of the code should be there. Nope, it's not. It's in the animating rectangles view. But I mean, it's like one nice thing. First of all, is I really like that he took the time to get the correct colors, which is always a plus, right? So it's cool that he used the dark brown here for the color of the background. That's very good, because like that would be like the first simple thing to do, to just make it a dark background, like black or something, and not go the extra mile, for example, to use this, and also like using the P3 color range, which is also good. Colors are way more vibrant if you use that. So that's cool. And then I think like for this animation, and we intentionally chose rather like beginner friendly animation, because it's pretty straightforward to know right off the top of your head how to arrange all the elements on screen, right? So it's rectangles, it's 4 of them or 5, whatever you like, and you just arrange them in an H stack. So I think that's the same for all the solutions basically, right? Yeah, and then like there's this hard-coded frame, which is fine, right? Like we will see later that some people took a different approach, which is also cool, right?
Yeah, I saw so many people using the geometry reader as well.
Exactly, yeah, which is also a very cool solution. I think that this frame is not needed actually, because like the Z stack will automatically expand. You can also do a just use the color of dark brown here, and put the H stack on top. And if you then do the ignores safe area, it will automatically expand to the entire screen.
Yeah, that also works. Yeah.
But I mean, like that's the cool thing, right? There's always different approaches.
It's just another way. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just another way.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this, right? There's just so many ways of solving this, even for a rather simple animation like this. So I think that's very cool. All right, but like then he took the animating rectangle, and what he did there, he used the geometry reader inside here, which is cool, because that's already a dynamic thing. And he used the color again. And then on the appearance, he calls the step height function and gives it a random height and random delay, which is also cool, right? Which makes the animation more random, which is cool for animations like that, right?
Yeah, it's really nice in that way.
Yeah, and we can already say that for the next challenge, this will not be the case. You won't need any randomization there, which is the interesting change up, I think. So yeah, but I think it's a cool touch that like the delay between the different steps in the animation is random, which is very nice. And then the height value changes between 0 and 1, so the max height here, and then it's then like some simple call to the async after, and this delays the execution of the function again. And I like the separation here, because like it's a good thing that each rectangle is handling things by itself and is not affected by others, because this makes it easy to expand this. For example, if you use 10 rectangles, things would still work, like, and the changes are fairly easy and straightforward. So I think it's a very good approach to do this. So let's quickly run this. I'll resume the preview, and I'll have to switch back to the animating rectangles view. And once this is built, we can start the preview and look at it. Yeah, I think this is a very nice solution. Do you have any more remarks on that, Amos?
I think you went through everything, so I also really like the approach as well. Yeah.
The only thing I would add now is that we have to open up this. That the animation is using a default animation, right?
Yeah.
The default one. So that's one thing
Yeah.
that you can play around with, like format, to play around with different animation types and see like how this works or how this looks. Because yeah,
I think it works in this situation because we have the rectangles just scaling up and down on the screen. So whether you use default, you can use ease in or you can use ease out. They all work in similar situations. So but if you use, for example, linear, it wouldn't really work in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
Yeah.
Like linear is not the best one here, but I think like having
Yeah,
it like
but
this is
the default is just similar to ease in out. So what he is using here is just similar to ease in out. So it should be fine.
well, if the animation master is saying this,
Yeah.
then there's not a lot I can add to that, to be honest. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this was Matt's solution, which was nice. The next one is from Sahil Sahudev. Like it's like I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I'm happy that I can fairly easily, which is cool. So I quickly have to check out his solution. Give me a second. All right, so this is we don't see Amos anymore. Hello. Nice. Okay. So while this builds, let's close this first. It's cool, right? We see already that he added, he or she, I'm not sure if it's a man or a woman. They added here a explanation of how it works, which is always nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah.
Because like it's not always necessary to do this, but especially if other people are viewing the code, which in this case is hopefully happening, because that's the goal we have for this, right? Then it's always cool to have like a quick explanation of, hey, these are the steps I've done, or like the thought process that's behind this. So it's cool that that this was done here. Great job. And then we already see that this is a bit of a different approach. So we have hard-coded values for the heights here. And then we have indices here. So basically the first one is attached to this, second one to this, third one here, I would assume, at least. And then he's tracking the current height and publishing a new value every 25 milliseconds.
Yeah.
The timer publish, I think that's the same one I used as well. All right,
Okay.
yeah, let's see now what happens here. So there are rectangles. They are aligned to the bottom, which is good. This is what's happening in general. And the height is now of the heights array, which is this one. It's taking the current height index. So first it will select this or this, depending on this value.
Yeah.
And then we'll take one of these values. So it will start off for all values with the value 100. And then every time the timer hits, it will either increase the current index, which will then make these go through the next one here, go through the next array, and then this one, and then this one, up to this one, which is the index 4.
Yeah.
And then we'll basically start from the beginning, but shuffle the heights indices. So then it will go through the values in a different order. which is cool. So that adds some random factor to it, right?
Yeah, I like it, like using only one single state to just switch between all the states. It works really nicely. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So here, for me, the only thing I would change if you go where the animation is, if you go, I think he's using the linear interpolation here.
Yep.
So if you run the animation, you can see the rectangles are just scaling up and down with constant speed, which is not really nice. So if you just switch it to maybe ease in out or ease out, or the default we mentioned as in the earlier one, it works really nicely. So that would be the only thing that I will improve here.
Yeah. So let me run it to show what Amos is saying. And it's very fast. So like the thing is that due to it being so fast, you can't, like, it's not terrible. Like, it's never terrible, but like it's not that bad to have it linear, because like it's changing so fast, which makes, like, gives it a sort of an easing impression. But as Amos mentioned, like I think like the having an easing animation gives it a nice touch. So that's definitely something that that could be improved or could be changed here. But I agree, like it's a cool solution. It's a very different, like, I think it's a different one than before, because like you now have the state of the animation handled in one place and not like by each rectangle itself, which is a nice touch, and just like a different approach. I think people have different preferences there, so I think both are fine.
Yeah, I think one thing he can also do is to maybe use one easing equation for each one of them. For example, the first one can have ease in, and then he changed the second one to ease in out, and then the third one can have the default one. Or if he prefers, he can also use the custom easing equation, which has gentle values, like using some sine curves.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, that's a good thing as well. But yeah, also a nice solution. I like it.
It's really nice. I like it also.
Yeah, totally. So thanks to Sahil for the solution and his or her submission. I think the correct thing is to say to their submission. That's at least what I heard, to be correct and include everybody. All right, next one is by Hue Rotation. And I can already share it. Like I can play the animation while I check out the code. It's an MP4. Let me quickly switch it up here. And go here. The video is not playing, right? One more second. Like I said, this is a very professional stream, and things are not taking long at all. So we should have here, studio run off. Let me open this up. I switch this here. Jump to the content view. Let's close the unnecessary things here. And let's resume the preview. I wanted an iPhone 13. All right, so here we can see that we have the C-stack here. That's very close to the approach that Matt has done, right?
Yeah, it's just similar to that, like placing the background color just in the Z-stack. Yeah, and
like that's such an interesting thing to, like, you can do things so differently. Like you can put this line, you could also put it on the Z stack. It will have the same effect, right? But it will also not apply to the V stack as well, which is not a problem in this case. Then you can do the color as a background, and yeah, you can switch things up, like however you want, basically. All right, then like again, correct color is picked, like the Spotify color that we used, and then it's a V stack, and he put the name as well, so let's preview it, and has the foreground color of green. Like this is not using the custom Spotify one, but I mean that's fine, right? Yeah, then the height is a state property which starts off as 100 and then uses the same timer function to switch this up. Like what's interesting here is this is using a spring animation. Amos, how do you feel about it?
I just wanted to mention that like looking at the preview alone without looking at the code, I didn't even realize that. So I just went through the code, and then after I ran it, I saw like he's using the default spring animation, which is also cool here. Yeah, it just randomized the height of the rectangles really well. Yeah, so good job.
I was really surprised by that, because like you mentioned, like I didn't expect this, and I would actually have expected the spring animation to look bad in this example.
No, it depends on the properties you specify. So with the default one, it has no parameter, so it just adds a gentle easing to the animation you just want to create. So it works really nice here.
Okay, yeah, because if it's like if the spring is basically like overshooting too much, right? Because that's the one of the properties of spring animations is that they don't like max out at the end value, but they shoot a little bit above the end value and then come back to it. And if this effect would be too extreme, I think it wouldn't look good.
Yes, it will be, because like now, if you apply some parameters, like if you add mass or stiffness, like you can even add both, so it will just change the effect completely, which wouldn't even make sense. But using the default one works really nicely.
Yeah, I agree. It looks really good. So it's interesting that this was done. And then the height changes between a value of 25 and 250, which is also nice, right? You could go smaller, but I mean the effect looks really cool like this. So yeah, I like this submission as well.
I like it too.
Like if I would have to give any feedback or any improvement suggestions there, like I think you could use the geometry reader as well to not hard code too many values here. But I mean it's fine, right? Like for this kind of solution, it's not really necessary. It probably would hard code this to a certain size, but if it would have to be dynamic, then this could spice up things a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, we have to continue because there's still so many solutions we have to go through, or we can go through. We had the first three. Next one is by Christian Amodio, and I have to check this as well. So 1 second.
I think I couldn't run that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do it. I didn't have time to check every single one of them.
Oh, okay.
Because what I've done is like we have one submission that is done in Android, and I did want to make this run on my machine as well. So yeah. Okay, that's the zip file. that is here, right? It's the music animation one. Oh yeah, I think, yeah, that I think not all the code is included here, so we can't show this, unfortunately. Because like if you like, just as a feedback, maybe you also have to include the folders, like the example. I checked out the other branches, so we probably can't see it. Yeah, we can't see it now. Okay, I'll show with next example what's necessary to include so that we can run everything. So let's just do that. We got it here. Next one is by Radek Chep. And I will check this out. 1 second. Then we can have a look at that. I'll delete those and check out PR6. By the way, I'm using the GitHub CLI to check out certain pull requests, which is really cool. Like I can show this here. Like I'm using the GitHub CLI tool to check out the pull request directly, which is cool because like this, all the people have done forks of the repo and just create pull requests from that. So it's really nice to easily check out this. But this is just internal boring stuff. And we want to go here now to, see, different approach there. This is using a Swift package. And actually a few people have done that, which is really nice. Like I didn't think of that, but it's a really cool way to share the code. So you have the solution as a Swift package, and you have like the product here, which is the library, and all you need is this code, which looks great, right? I just need to build it for an iPhone, and this should work now. We can resume the preview to have a look at it. But let's I mean, it's very compact, right? Not a lot of code necessary, and you don't have to
not a lot,
and you don't have to like check in the entire Xcode project, which is cool. So I like the approach here, and like this is a pretty generic solution, which is also a big plus. So let's go through it, right? We have the number of columns, which is cool. Like you can give like the number of rectangles you want here. You could change this up. Like if I would say 6, then it changes up here, which is a really cool option to have. So let's keep it at 4 for now. And that's like the power of Geometry Reader to make this able to work. So I really like this one. Then there's there's the VStack here, which has the spacer and then an HStack. And the HStack does a zip. Do you know what the zip function does, Amos?
Not really.
Okay.
I haven't used.
That's very good.
I haven't used it.
That's very good. Yeah, and like it's very rarely used, I think. I think I've never seen it in Swift. But
I haven't used it at all.
Yeah, like so I only know it from my Python days. Necessary to do this here, but I mean you can do it, and then you get basically both values at the same time. So you have 2 arrays, and you're iterating over the values at the same time, and you get both of them, which can be helpful at times.
Interesting.
Like the only real times I found this useful was when I had to solve lead code, so like coding challenges that are pretty theoretical. But again, I like that Swift also has this. so it's cool to have. But yes, then again, the code is rather straightforward. It's using a timer. It's cool that you can give it an update interval. For example, like 1/3 of a second here, and you can change this up, right? I think it's a very cool approach. And yeah, like the rest is rather straightforward. It uses an ease out animation here. And then going over the number of columns and assigning it random values. So I think it's rather like the solution itself for the animation is pretty close to the other ones.
Yeah, it's close to the first one, and I think the second one as well. Is it the second one which uses the geometry reader? Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the fact that it's like so customizable that you can play around. And you already saw, right? So it's already nice to just play around with that because you can. And it's cool that
I tried that in the morning. I changed the values and they all work really.
And that's like I think that's the cool thing, right? If it's inviting you to play around with it, then I know it's a great solution, right? Because you want to play, you want to experiment, and it makes it really easy to do that. So it's a very cool solution as well, and a very cool submission. So thanks for that. All right. The next one is so we had, I think that's the one from Radek who got out, and then the one from Encoder. And I think, I'm not really 100% sure, but I think this is the one that got the most buzz on Twitter.
I think it got more than 100. It should be, I think he's the one. Yeah, I went through as well. Yeah, very interesting approach.
Okay. So it's also not called a Spotify Now Playing animation or something. It's called a sound visualizer, which sounds way more professional than anything we have done, right?
Because he made it a bit customizable, so you can easily change it to a sound visualizer, by changing some of the parameters.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, and I want to show it first because maybe people have not seen it on Twitter, but it's a very I like it for its simplicity.
It's quite simple also.
Like the code is not complex, but the effect it has is really impressive. So that's the stuff, because like when both of us saw this solution, we were very excited, because that's like, I mean, it's really cool to see that this is not only taking the base solution and implementing it, but it just adds such a nice thing on top with all the bars arranged in a circle around it. And it's such a cool idea to have that. I mean, I don't know if the person has gotten inspiration from somewhere or came up with it by themselves. But it's, I mean, it looks great, right?
Yeah, it looks really great here.
And it's interesting because when we found this solution, we were thinking about solving I think it's the Face ID thing.
It was how to set up Face ID, so it was giving us some difficulties. So just looking at this, I think now we have the idea to just start that one, how to just build that. So
yeah, it's a very similar approach, right? To arrange things in the around the circle there. And let's look at how it's done. So it's using the C stack for that, right? And then there's the color.
Yeah.
And then it arranges the bars in a circle around, which is called the visualizer bar. It gives it an offset, which basically takes the elements like using the offset, or in this case Y, so taking them here, and then adds a rotation effect on top for 360 values, right? So each value is rotated by 1 more degree, which, like, of course, like if you go all around, allows you to arrange them in a perfect circle, which is very cool. And it gives this awesome effect here. And then there's the H stack, which is basically the same as all the other solutions. But it uses the same element, which is also nice, right? It's reusable with a different height here and a different width. But this, gives it a nice option here. And then if you look at the solution itself for the elements, it's, I think, rather straightforward and the same as the other ones. It has a speed, a height, or 2 different heights, min, max, and the width. And it uses the timer, which is repeating. So it's a slightly different timer function, but I mean, you need some form of timer here to repeat the animation if you wanna have random values to the height. So yeah, also using the Spotify branding colors. Yeah, like anything you can say for this, or you can suggest for improvement.
I think it is more customizable to, for example, can you comment the frame modifier attached to the Z stack and see what happens, or you pass there?
Which one do you mean?
Where he has the frame and is it the minimum height or so? Can you go down?
This one?
And then yeah. No.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. Just put a comment on that. You see how the visualization changes too.
Yeah.
Which is really also another cool way, to just modify everything. Yeah.
Looks really cool as well. Yeah. And again, like this already shows like how cool this one is, that basically you're invited to play around with it and change, slide things up to see how this will look. Of course, it's a different effect than, but yeah, I mean, it's just, I think that's the beauty of these nice animations, that you want to play around with them and see how you can customize them. And that's the gold standard, right, to have that. So I'm a big fan of this solution. It's a really great one. All right, shall we jump to the next one?
Yeah, we can go to the next.
Alrighty. The next one is the one for Android.
I think it is the one for Android, so we cannot run that one as well.
I will try to make it work. I had it running.
Okay, good.
I had it running earlier, so I know it. I know I can do it.
Yeah, I didn't try at all. I didn't try.
You didn't even try. That's good. That's good. Yeah, like I've done Android development in the past, so I'm not a stranger to Android Studio and all the beauty it has. But I have to say it's slow.
I saw that in the video as well, so I was probably thinking maybe the preview was a bit slow. So
yeah, like that's the thing. I can't really tell if it's the preview, if it's the animation, or what the heck is going on. Because I'm not sure about it. Like the Android emulator has been traditionally pretty slow. So yeah, again, right now it's not really loading, but I mean, I think I can show the main things. So
Okay.
I don't think too many people here are familiar with Kotlin, or maybe they are, I don't know. Like I haven't worked with it for quite some time. But what it basically does, it also uses five
Can
five
you
animations.
increase the font size a bit?
I can try. It's not increasing, right?
Or you can just leave it. It's okay. It should be fine.
I can't increase it easily.
No.
I don't know why. I think there's something like a presentation mode here, if I remember correctly. But I have no idea where this is.
Just leave it and just go through. I think it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I can zoom in. Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, like I assume, and don't quote me on that because like I'm really bad at Android. So I can't really confirm this, but I mean it's looking rather similar, right? You have different values here. For the count, you apply the color. So this dot color takes from the color definitions the green one. It fills the shape. And yeah, that's about what I can tell about the animation. Yeah, it has an enum of colors. So yeah, I can't tell too much about this, but
okay.
The good thing is that we have an Android expert in our company, which is Jay Wong, and I actually asked him to have a look at the code here to at least be able to give some valuable feedback. And he said that it's a great solution. That, let me see, he liked that the person is using coroutines, which is the mechanism for doing background tasks on Android. So that's good. He used custom views on canvas. I think that means like you have different shapes that are drawn, like the rectangles that are animating are customly drawn shapes, which is also cool. And the only thing that our resident expert in Android, Jay Wong, said that could be cool is to use Jetpack Compose and play around with that the next time, because this still uses the XML approach of defining UIs in Android. So that was the only thing that he said is something that the person could play around with. But yeah, like I mean, both of us were really surprised that we saw an Android submission, but we were really excited about this as well, right?
Yeah, he mentioned about that. Then he was asking if he can submit it or not. Then I said, just go ahead. It's okay. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. We really enjoyed it. It's really cool to see this also applied on other platforms. So yeah, it's really cool. We really like this. I would love to be able to tell more about the code itself, but I didn't have enough time to dig into it. But that's why we had our expert have a look at it, and it's also really cool. So thank you for this submission. We have at least one Android, and yeah, let's terminate this. And you can already see that Android Studio is just so much fun to work with. All right, next one is by Drustelweise. I have no idea how to pronounce this name. How would you pronounce it, Amos?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's not nice for me to put you on the spot.
I went through that. He also has this interesting approach of using the Spring animation as well, similar to the other one we just checked. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. I just checked out. Where is it? Which one is that? Let's see. Oh, what is it called? Okay, I opened Android Studio once and my PC is lagging pretty badly already. Let's do Stellenweise. Okay, so where is it? Where is it? Am I not seeing it? It's not here, right? Ah, it's here. It just needed to load. All right. Xcode is here. And I think we need to speed up a little bit because it's already pretty late. For you especially, right? But yeah, let's have a look at it. So, as you already mentioned, this is using the spring animation, which is a nice touch, and we didn't use it, but it's a perfectly fine solution. It's using the H stack and a bar view, which is perfectly fine, right? Same for most of the people. Then the progress is, I assume, the height. Then we have the bar rectangle, which is a custom shape. Oh yeah, that's the inset solution. That's what he was doing differently, or she, because it's using a custom path, and it's only changing up the top inset.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, I looked through that. It was also a surprise to me to just see it over there. Like, a very interesting approach to just solve this solution.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, what do you think about this? Like, what would you say? Is this is it a good approach to have that, or what do you think about it?
For me, I think it's also another way to just solve the problem. So it works really nicely in this situation. So I think it's also a good approach.
I agree as well. I think I wouldn't have done it like this, which I mean is not a problem at all, or it doesn't mean anything because it's a perfectly fine solution. It does exactly what it should. So I really like it as well, and it's a really different one because like this makes it at least more flexible. So if people would want to switch it up, like have it like a really different shape, this would work as well. So I think the flexibility it adds is really nice. So that's a cool thing. And then aside from that, it's using some nice async await functionality here, using the timer as well, and as you said, the spring animation. Yeah. So anything we should add here, or should we jump to the next one?
I think we can jump to the next one since we have covered everything here.
Cool, nice. Also a cool different approach in this one as well, which is always cool to see. Someone in chat asked if there's a link to the animation challenge on GitHub. There is. I'm showing it right now. Let me quickly put it into the chat.
We should have added it in the description.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't think about that. Too bad. But next time we will do it. All right. Next one is by Into. Yeah. And let me quickly check this out. Oh, you can't hear Amos anymore. That's bad. Amos, can you say something?
Is anything changed? Did you change anything?
I didn't, but maybe my AirPods decided to do something. So let me disconnect
Do
them.
they hear now?
Now people should be able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
So yeah, you should keep talking, but I think.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right.
Oh, good.
People can hear you again. Fine. Okay. So let me check this out. And the strange thing is that my AirPods randomly decided to connect again to the Mac, which is not ideal. All right. Next up, next checkout is let's see, what's the it's 11. That's interesting. It didn't add a pull request with number 10. I have no idea why that is. Okay, so I think that's the Swift PM, right? All right. That's interesting. What format is this even? Amos, can you help me with that? Because I have no clue.
Format about what?
Like this is it's a build Swift package. If I'm
yeah, yeah.
Interesting. I've never seen that like this. But I mean, we still have the regular app here, and the content view is what's interesting, right? So let's look at this. And make this run. And we already see that this is also using a custom shape, which is cool. We can see this works perfect, right? It looks really nice. You can even click and disable the animation at any point, which is nice, right? It's a cool thing to have.
It works nicely, but just looking at the animation for the first time without even looking at the code, I just noticed like he's using the linear easing. You can also notice that here as well, because everything is just scaling at a constant speed, so he can just improve it to just use other easing equations that will interpolate between the rectangles so nicely, like using ease in out or ease out.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
True. Yeah, that's an easy fix, right?
Yeah, it's quite easy. So in the code, I checked through that.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still cool, like that that it's using a custom shape. Again, this adds flexibility. So if you want to change things up and do some form, like some crazy form, if you could, for example, want to do a rectangle or a triangle, I mean, sorry, you could do it with this solution, which SwiftUI gives you the rectangle form, which is cool. But for example, if you would use if you would want to use a triangle for that, then with this solution you could, while with the others you can't. So yeah, it gives a nice touch to it. I think.
Yeah, it's quite different from the others, so I like it in that way.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's a lot of code here. Like there's a lot of bindings, state variables, and so on. But like the baseline is again pretty similar. It's using combine here, like the publisher for the timer, which is cool. It adds this is playing animation, like it's playing binding to activate and deactivate the animation, which is also, like I said, a nice touch. Like this is not done by many people, so cool thing to set this apart. It uses the regular green color, which is fine, right? But that's something you could also use the Spotify colors for, but we didn't request that, so it's fine. It uses the geometry reader, which is also good. And yeah, as you mentioned, it takes the linear animation, which in this case, yeah, it's not the most exciting one. I would say.
Maybe I can go a little bit detail about the linear animation. Like if you have to animate something like opacity changes, or even if you need to create a rotational animation, the linear animation, the linear is more appropriate to be used for opacity and then color changes. But for scale or just movement, then you don't need to use it at all.
Yeah. And this is really helpful, right? This is
yeah.
Like if this is direct advice from an interaction design expert, so you should definitely listen to Amos. He knows his things. So and like I can already give a sneak peek of like we're going to be talking at SwiftConf, and Amos will be sharing a lot of this kind of wisdom around animations, and we'll talk about that and show some examples. So if you're interested in that, definitely consider either going there or yeah, just looking when this talk will be available, because we hope this is going to be interesting, and we're both looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's just happening in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah,
so very close,
and we are very prepared for it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but yeah, so I think like this is also a nice solution with some really unique things to it. So also a cool one. So thank you for this one as well. Into. All right, we are now on to Chris Harper's solution, and let me check this out. Did you already had the chance to have a look at this one,
Amos? I think I did. Yeah.
Wow,
I did look at it. Yeah.
You are very active on that, which is great. Like I had a look at all the code, but I didn't have time to look at the animations, or like the I didn't check them out. It's in a future Xcode project file format. Oh, I think someone used.
So you should use the beta. Is that?
Yeah, give me a second. I need to open this up. Which is cool. Using the beta is fine. I just need to open this up. Let's hope it works. I mean, what could go wrong, right? Using beta software, totally fine. Yeah, let's see. We all see all the beauty that the Xcode beta gives us. And one cool thing is that apparently this also works on the Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It has iOS and macOS, which is great. I think it uses macOS 13. Like which is the current version of macOS? I'm so bad. I don't know the current version of macOS. It's 12.4. So I'm sorry I can't show this on my Mac because I don't live the risky beta lifestyle on my Mac because it's my work machine, and I'm definitely not installing a beta on this one. The only device I have the current betas is on my iPad. And that actually led to problems last night when I tried to debug something, and I needed 2 real devices for that. And I had my iPhone, and I wanted to do it on my iPad as well, but I couldn't because the software I was testing was not supporting the the iOS 16 beta. So that was not ideal, I would say. But let's look at the code here, because we don't want to talk about the challenges I have. So yeah. And Matt, he's in the chat. What solution was that, by the way? Because it's cool. I like it when people are in the chat.
I think it was the 10th one.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's this one.
No,
like the last one we looked at. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
And Matt also says, like, it's fine, just a couple of hard crashes a day. Okay, nice. You seem to be really enjoying it as well. All right, so it's loading pretty long, so let's look at the code first. I see a timer, which is basically, I mean, like the variations of like different intervals here. That's fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, it's using different colors. It's using a V.
I think it's similar to the previous approaches, so
yeah,
it's quite understandable.
Yeah, like that's a cool thing, right? It allows you to select different colors.
Just changing the colors. I played around that as well.
I like this. That's not the only solution that does this. There's one more that also took this approach. But yeah, it's a cool thing, right? This again is something that just invites playing around with it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really cool. And yeah, then it has the bar stack and the settings view. I know that I added this as a comment to the solution, that I really like that this is extracted here from the code itself. I think Apple does this as well in their examples a lot. So it's a really cool thing to do this. I always struggle between extracting this into a simple variable here or into its own view. I even asked Chris like what his approach there is, and he said like if it's reused, then he uses his own its own file, its own view for this, and if not, then this simple variable will also do it, which is a good advice. That's perfectly fine, right? One thing I would add there is I really like to extract it into its own file when I want to see the previews of the views itself, because then that also helps. But yeah, it's really cool and it's valuable advice, and it's a good practice to extract it like this. But yeah, like aside from that, it's an H stack with a for each loop. It puts the bar view inside, gives it the timer and the variable foreground color, which is again a nice touch. It's interesting that he used the green color as a default. Cool. Yeah, anything you want to add here, Amos?
I think his approach is also interesting, and it is just similar to the previous ones. And he's also using the right easing as well, which is cool here. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Not a lot I can add there. Yeah. This in the chat they're discussing this as well. Like the extracting the views as variables. Like I know in UIKit world, this is also very common to extract out the UIKit elements as variables, especially when doing programmatic UI. So yeah,
nice.
Great point from Merit as well. Yeah, but I think it's a good practice to do this, because like one thing that, or one issue that SwiftUI sometimes has at least, is that the body will just explode and there's a lot of elements there. So it's a good practice to do this. Yeah, I really like that this is done here. So yeah, also a really cool solution. I like the fact that you can select your own colors for this. That's really cool. And Emin likes it as well. He wrote in chat that he likes the color chooser. So nice.
gives more flexibility.
Next one. Oops, that's the wrong button. Oh, and I think while we're talking, I got a message that Xcode beta 4 is out. And I'm showing this on beta 3. We're so not up to date, Amos.
I always install the newest version, so and then I encounter problems all the time.
I mean, you're living on the forefront of innovation. I mean, I would look at it this way. So, right? Yeah. Apparently, it's out. Chris just texted that it's out, and he's the expert there. So yeah. Okay. Next solution is by Adam Socki.
I don't think I have checked this one.
Okay.
I didn't check it.
That's interesting then. Let's see. Adam. What is using animation challenge? Oh yeah, that should be this one. I think the Xcode project file is missing here, or am I just not seeing it?
I don't see it as well.
Oh, I think, it's there. It's fine. I was just not opening the correct thing. Alrighty. We had so many submissions, Amos. I really like it, but it's a lot to go through. But I mean, I don't want to complain.
But I think it's great. I was thinking maybe it would be like 5 or 6 submissions, but getting like 14 for the first time was really great. Yeah.
Yeah. Same. I really like this. Alrighty. So, I have also opened it in the beta. So let's see. Risky life. I'm living here. Okay, so we should look at the chart view. This has a lot of code. So let's look at this. So we have a flag. That is false. We have height indices, and we have different heights. So on appear, nothing is happening, and on receiving an update of the timer every 0.2 seconds, the height is randomized, or the heights are randomized, and each is printed. But I don't think the animation is actually happening there, right? Or
it is not happening in the on appear. I think it is happening in. It should be in another file, right?
No, it should be here actually. But I'm running, right? Like I'm not that familiar with the beta things, but like the preview is already live, right?
Yeah.
Let me open this with regular Xcode. Maybe I'm missing something there. That could always be the case. Opening it up. Let's select a different iPhone for this. And I think it's maybe the person didn't have enough time to finish it up. Could be the case.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Because you can see the on appear is empty.
Yeah.
And then in on receive, I don't think I see any animation there as well.
Yeah.
So
but, I mean, like,
it could be it is not ready, or maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, we can still talk about it. It's like the approach is already very visible, right?
It is similar to, I think, one of the ones we discussed earlier.
Yeah. So it's rectangles, which use the different heights in the array here, and giving it some offset as well, at least on the y-axis. So I think this is why it has the heights are increasing. So like this is this stairs effect it has at the beginning. And then like there's the approach to randomize the values. I think the problem is that this is not assigned yet. So yeah, I mean, the person can probably take a look at the other solutions. They have similar approaches, right? So it's always helpful, like if you're not sure on how to continue. The cool thing is that you now have a lot of examples you can look at how people are approaching this and can learn from that. And like if the person is seeing the stream or the recording of it, then this is already a very also a very helpful thing probably to learn about how to do this. So yeah, I think while this is not finished, it has all the right approaches and all the right pieces to work. It just needs some little bit more code or more polish to finish it up. Alrighty. So
we can go to the next. Yeah.
Jump to the next one. We have Josue.
I think I went through that. Was it in the morning?
Yeah,
I checked it.
I saw it was the only pull request that you already approved.
Oh no, I approved that first, and then I asked you if it is necessary to just do that, and then you said I can just leave it there. So that is why I didn't continue to just do the other ones.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, yeah, like we already mentioned, it's probably not. We're probably not the most professional challenge setters, but I mean, we have fun with it, so I think it's fine. And it's not always the case that live streams take 45 minutes to work. So
yeah. But I hope the second one wouldn't happen in that situation.
Yeah, I'm hoping as well. But yeah, let's see. We're doing our best. Alrighty, so we have the bar animation screen, and let's close this and resume the preview. And we can already see there's a lot of waves here. So it has 20 waves inside. It takes a more dynamic approach with the UI screen width, which is nice. I can't always say if it's a better approach than using the geometry reader. The geometry reader feels more SwiftUI-ish. Not sure what the correct wording here is. But I mean, it's totally fine to use it. I don't see any problem with it. Especially if you take it like this. And yeah, like it has a black background, and you can already see it's a more creative approach, and it uses the wave view. So let's open this up. And what it has, it doesn't look right in the preview, but it doesn't have to. So what it has, it takes a random color, which is a cool approach. I think that's the only person that does this, and takes it randomly for all the red, green, and blue values from 0 to 1. This, no other person has done this, right?
I didn't see it in the other ones. Yeah.
So that's cool. And then we have the geometry reader. And we have a V-stack of the rectangle to fill it with a clear color. And then the rectangle to fill it with the random color with a custom height. So I don't really understand why there's these two values. Do you have any idea?
I think color.clear can be removed and it doesn't add anything there. Can you put comment on that and see?
Yeah. I think so as well, right?
I don't think it adds anything. Let's see how it will be.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it has to do with the alignment. I mean, yeah. So it makes sense to have it then.
I think it's just hacking something over there in the VStack.
Yeah, and we've all been in that situation, right? Where we just have no clue how to otherwise do it. So I think it's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine, I think.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that it uses the random color here. And yeah, when we show the solution that we did, it has same idea. It does it a bit differently, but I mean, it's a perfectly fine approach to do it like this. And
so does color.clear works the same way as empty view?
Not really, because it has a value at least. So it, like the empty view is just like it doesn't have a size or anything.
Okay.
But this rectangle is filled with a clear color. So I think that the difference is that this is actually added in the, or this has a proposed size in the layout tree, and the empty view does not have anything. I mean, this goes like into, like I don't completely understand what's happening here, but like this goes into the depth of the layout tree and how things are laid out, and sizes are like calculated, which is like not the most complex mechanism, but it's too complex to explain, for at least for me right now. And Emin says it pushed out the boundaries. Okay.
Yeah, I will just look it up.
Yeah. All right. Let me quickly see. I think it reconnected my AirPods again. Can you say something, Amos? I can hear you, which is bad. But yeah, it should work again now. Okay.
Okay, good.
All right, but yeah, I mean, it's a cool idea. I really like that Josue decided to do the colorful solution here. So it's a really different effect, but I really like it as well. Like it's colorful, it's playful, so very cool, very cool solution as well. Anything you want to add to it?
I also changed, I think, the alignment of the rectangles, and then they were just scaling from the bottom, which was really, really cool. Yeah.
Ah, nice.
So yeah. I like it. Yeah.
Well, that's a cool advice as well, right? That like people can always play around with it still.
Yeah.
So
there's more flexibility.
Yeah. Agree. All right. Next one is, give me a second. That is by Emin, and he's in the chat, so we can be very helpful with that. But you can already see, I mean, that's also smart, right? He added his Twitter link in the...
Yeah, without even... Yeah.
Smart.
I wanted to mention that it matches his color and everything, so without even looking at the code, you can see it is Emin.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, that's the glow effect. We can already say it looks really cool. It's a really cool submission.
Yeah, a lot of creativity, yeah.
Yeah. And like if you know Emin, like he also has a background in UI UX design, so all his tabs
good.
and all the code looks great. So so yeah, let's have a look at how he does this. And he also said that he didn't have a lot of time to do this, so it's a quickly hacked together solution. He even had like so little time that he could only spare one L for the challenge word. And I mean, like this is how you realize that he didn't have too much time for this, right? So yeah, respect that he still was able to submit something here. And it is a really cool effect.
Yeah, but I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's an awesome effect. So so yeah, I mean, we already saw the preview.
The only thing is to see it working. So
yeah, we already saw the preview. Like it doesn't have a preview here, but if we switch over to GitHub again, you can already see here, like it has this real cool, vibrant effect with the blurry background things. Like one thing I noticed, and I didn't realize as of now at least, why this is happening, is that like you can randomly see these red things appear in the foreground here. I haven't.
You mean the shadows?
No, that like it's probably not good to see it on stream, but like there's huge flashes of red color appearing in the foreground, and I think I know what's happening here, but I mean we probably need to look at the code to see this. So
okay,
yeah, let's look at the code. All right, so we have the main view, which is a C stack of 2 animation challenge views. All right, and one has a scale effect, an opacity, and a blur, right? And this is already the effect we're seeing here, right? So this is the bottom one, and above it, or like below in the Z stack, is the one that's scaled up with an opacity and a blur. And like the thing I love about this is it's such a simple thing to do, but it looks so cool, right? It has such a cool effect directly. And yeah, I really like this, that this is what's happening here. And let me close this so we see the animation playing. Then it takes like the has base property that's only happening for the background, which adds just another one on top of it here, like the color black and the purple color with another opacity. And then it has like similar approach, right? It has the rounded rectangles with a set frame, the scale effect that's only like that's increasing the sizes here. One thing I think like there's no random factor here, so it's basically replaying the same animation with the repeat forever effect, which is fun.
Yeah, I did mine also in similar way. It's just similar to this as well. Yeah, no randomness.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly fine, right? It's not.
It's fine.
There's no better or worse here. It's just like I think that's the only person who has not used the timer in some form.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
I didn't use it as well.
Yeah, cool.
So my approach is just similar to this one as well.
Nice. And yeah, like aside from that, it's using the fill. It's using the scale effect, like not different heights, but just the scale effect on the y-axis to like animate the height of the rectangle, which is cool. It adds a slight blur to it, and the animation is an ease in out with a custom duration.
Yeah.
And then it also
one thing I like also.
Sorry. go ahead.
Yeah. I also said one thing I like about his approach is also using different easing for each of the rectangles. So the first one, as you can see, is easing out, and then the second one is ease in, and the third one is also ease out. So just using different ones also create the randomness as well, like using the timer.
Yeah, true. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And even different durations,
yeah.
right? You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because each of the easing equations has different acceleration and deceleration, so that creates the randomness.
Nice. Yeah, very cool. And then there's also the shadow lights here, which is a custom view modifier that adds some different shadows to it, which is also cool, right? This is also a very unique thing and a unique approach.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool. So a very unique solution by Emin. But like it has an awesome effect. And he mentioned that we should run it on the simulator as well, because there's more to see there. So let's see. I open it up, and probably needs a few more seconds to do this, or to load the app. Right. I hope it does. While it's running, or is this already running? I think it needs more time too. All right. I'm running it. I can't see anything. Can you say something, Amos? I'm sorry, Emin. Is it?
And open the app from the simulator.
It's working now. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's very cool. Like the blur effect is really only visible now, I think, which is cool. Like the blur effect of the rectangles. I think if I would listen to music like this, like the original animation is in the Spotify app. So if I would listen to music like this, I'd probably get a heart attack. But I really
reduces the performance of the animation, the blur effect. So even if you remove it, you can see it will just move so smoothly.
Yeah, but then again, like the goal is to have it right. So
yeah,
I get that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can already see that like this is taking a lot of like computing power. So yeah, but I like it. It's a great effect.
Fine.
It's a great solution, a great submission as well.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, so we've come to the last one. Okay, I can pronounce this. It looks like this. I'll check it out quickly. And then we can...
I didn't look at it.
I also didn't look at it because I think it was just added today. Or yesterday. So yeah, yesterday. So didn't have time to look at it yet. This is called Swift Bar View. Let's close this. Closed it. And let's open. Let's open Swift Bar View. That's the one. So, okay, we have a content view, and we also have a helper. The helper is just having some screen sizes.
Yeah.
Let's resume the preview here and look at it. So it's very compact, which is always great, right? Not a lot of code, so not too much to digest here. So there's different state variables, progress 2, 3, and 4. And then it uses an H stack, and for each, it creates 4 bar views. And let's run it. And all right, we can already see it. So it's 5 bar views, sorry. And uses a timer to fill it, and then use the scale effect as well to change the height here. So like not directly setting the height, but what I like about it is it uses the anchor to not have it like show or like grow like to both top and bottom, but to only like grow in one direction, which is nice. So that's a cool thing. It uses an ease in animation, also nice. And yeah, progress. Like I don't really know why the different progress states are there. I think this is just a relic because it's not used anymore, which is totally fine.
Okay.
Because the person decided to do the progress in the view itself, which I think is a good approach, because you can basically develop it individually, and there's no like overall big state thing happening which you have to do here. So yeah, that's the last one. I really like it for the simplicity. It's really easy, not a lot of code, very efficient, very cool. All right, anything you want to add there?
For me, the only thing I will improve is that timing. Like it looks like they scale really slowly. So I may just increase the speed or just reduce the duration. And also I can change the ease in from ease in, because ease in the end it just speeds up, and then it makes the rectangles jack in the end. Which is not really nice transition. So he can just change them to maybe ease out or default or easing out. Yeah.
Yeah, great point. And that's again.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. In a situation whereby you can use easing is when you have an object which is disappearing from the screen. But this we have the rectangles just scaling up and down. So the best ones will be default. You can use the spring without any parameter, or just use ease out or easing out.
Great point. And that's a really easy fix as well, right? So this is here, like just changing the easing here.
Really in the duration.
This already like speeds it up so much and makes it so much better already. So it's a very cool, very easy thing to do. So yeah. All right. Like, should we now say like which of the submissions really stayed in our heads, and like which ones we thought were like not the best, but the things that led to the most joy for us, because we like decided to play around with it and yeah, got inspired to do something new with them before we share our solution. So which ones?
For me, I think all the solutions were really great. The ones that really stood out to me is our Monday from using Mark to just solve the same thing. But the other one, which has the rounded visualization, or what is the name? Is it Encoder?
I think so,
yeah. Yeah. That also stood out to me. And then the one from Chris Harper and Emin.
Yeah.
So those 4.
I have nothing to add here. because I really like those as well.
But I like all the solutions. I went through most of them and I learned a lot from each one of them. So it's really great.
I totally agree. Like it's been really great to see the all the approaches and the different one of the last things we're gonna do to it. So I'll first show it, and then we can talk about it.
All right.
So basically this is the animation you saw in the video as well. Like this is directly taken from there. And two things we wanted to add as well. Like I think it's from a very old media player. It had these effects where the equalizer would go up and then it would have a delay in coming down again. So what we did, we added this here. So basically there's a back rectangle here, which is only the stroke, and this has a slight delay to it, so it animates down. And then also the coloring was something that was interesting to play around with. Like we can show this in a second, but it's basically switching up the colors depending on the height of the objects here. And I think combined together it gives a really nice effect. So this is just the things that we came up with that could be customized as well, or played around with. So if we look at the code here, it's a lot of things we already saw. It's not really new. There's the VStack and the different toggles to add the settings here, and then there's an HStack, which is handing down the options to the animating rectangle object or the animating rectangle view. And if you take a look at this one, we see there's a bit of code there, and I'll close the preview here. It's using a task here. It makes the task sleep. I use the async await structure and gives a random height, so nothing really spectacular there. This is the base rectangle. It uses the Spotify green color. It uses, and that's maybe one of the interesting things that I didn't see at least in other solutions, the Hue Rotation, which this is just the thing that is always fun to play around with, right? Hue Rotation.
Yeah, it's fun to play around with, but it's also it has performance issues like the blur, so you don't use it all the time with any view.
Yeah, true. But
it works really nicely. But I try not to use it too much all the time.
Yeah, true. But I want to. So, but yeah, you're totally right. You should always consider the occasions it has. But yeah, I mean, in this case, I think it's perfectly fine to use it. So, you can give it basically a angle, and it will rotate the colors on the color wheel. And in this case, we were using the degrees here, and if the setting is set to true, it uses the height to switch this up, which is cool. And then for the this effect on the background, it uses two rounded rectangles here, and I can explain why. But basically, the first one is using the stroke with the line width, and it's basically the rest of the code is the same as here. It's just using a slight delay. And that's basically all the effect. This one is only there because it has it has the same animation as this one. It's just there because otherwise the stroke would look strange here, because the stroke is a delayed animation. So like this is the only reason this one is here. But like getting the delay, and aside from that, it's basically the same code, only this having the stroke, and this leads to this effect here that we already were able to see, that you can have this back rectangle there. Alrighty. So like thanks for everybody already for staying with us this long, because we had like we already mentioned, we had some problems with the stream in the beginning, but I mean it worked in the end, which is good.
We also hope in the second one will be a little bit
we hope
smoother. We hope so.
So Amos, what do you think? Should we share like a preview of the next challenge?
Yes, I think it would be good if we can just share that, and then when we have the video ready, we can also share it on Twitter.
Yeah. So let's quickly pull it over, and now people might already recognize this. Like this is the animation. I'm gonna play it, and you will see it's the airdrop animation. So it's basically what's happening when you send a file, like for example from your iPhone to another person. And we had some fun with this one when we met last time, and we sat together and prototyped this one, and the code is basically from there. So it's a lot of fun to create, and it's pretty different to the now playing one, because it has some different phases to it. Like at first it starts to blink with the text below, then there's the circle filling up, and then other text showing. I think it has some nice touches, and we will do a big release with the video as well. We already have a script for this, which is going to be fun. But this is what we will build, or with what we want you to build, and come up with nice ideas. So look out for the video. You should definitely follow Amos and me there on Twitter, for example, where we'll post this, and on LinkedIn as well. But Amos, I think we shouldn't keep people any longer. But thanks for sticking with us and for taking the time to watch this. Thanks, Amos. It was great to have you. Shared a lot of interesting insights.
Thank you, everyone.
And thanks for all the submissions. We were really happy to have received so many. It was really great. Now we wish everybody a great day, and thanks everybody for viewing, joining, and participating in
thank you all.
The challenge. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.